In this video, we'll use what we know about the distributive property and combining like terms to simplify more complex expressions. So let's take a look at the first one here. I see I've got two cases where I want to use the distributive property. I've got 6 groups of 3m minus 1, and I have 4 groups of m plus 7. So first, let me distribute. Always distribute first. You cannot add 3m plus the m here, because you really don't just have 3m. You have 6 groups of 3m, which is 18m. And now, minus 1. So 6 times negative 1, that's, oopsie, there's an m there. 6 times negative 1, that's negative 6. This is a positive 4. How do I know it's positive? It's got that plus sign in front of it. So positive 4 times m is just positive 4m. And now positive 4 times 7, and that's a positive 7 because there's a plus sign in front of that, is positive 28. Let's find those like terms and combine them. I've got 18m. Grab the sign in front of the 4m. That's a positive 4m. I've also got, oh, this is a negative 6 because it has a minus sign in front of it, and a positive 28. When I combine those like terms, 18m plus 4m, that's 22m. A negative 6 plus 28, that's 22, and that 22 is positive, so I put a plus sign in front. Again, notice, right? We went from this big expression here at the beginning, and it's equivalent to just this expression here with 2 terms, which is much simpler to work with. Now let's look at number 2 here. I've got 7 groups of 2f plus 5, and here's where you have to be careful. This 5 here in the next group with the distributive property is a negative 5 because there's the minus sign in front of it. So I've got the opposite of 5 groups of 6f minus 8. 7 times 2f, that is 14f. A positive 7 times a positive 5 is positive 35. But again, this 5 that I'm going to distribute next is negative because the minus sign in front of it. So negative 5 times 6f, negative 30f. And negative 5 times negative 8, that is a positive 40. So I put the plus sign in front of it. Now let's find the like terms. 14f, negative 30f. Remember to grab the sign in front. Positive 35, positive 40. Those are like terms. When I combine my like terms, 14f plus negative 30f, that's negative 16f. Positive 35 plus 40, that is 75, and it is positive, so I put a plus sign between the two of them. All right, here are a couple for you to try on your own. This is a negative 8 times 8, that's negative 64. And then negative 8, that's a negative 5v, that's a positive 40v. This is a positive 6 because the 6 has a plus sign in front of it, times 3v, that's a positive 18v. And then a positive 6 times a negative 5 because that's got a minus sign in front of it, that's negative 30. When I combine my like terms, I'm going to see that I only have 2 terms left. So positive 40v plus 18v, that's 58v. Negative 64 minus 30, that's negative 94. Because it's negative, I put a minus sign between those 2 terms. And the last one, negative 10 times n, that's negative 10n. Negative 10 times negative 8, that's positive 80. I hope you noticed that that 3 has a negative sign in front of it, or a minus sign in front of it, so we treat it like it's a negative 3. What's negative 3 times 10n? That's negative 30n, so we got the minus sign in front of it. And negative 3 times negative 1, that's going to be a positive 3. Let's combine the like terms. Negative 10n, negative 30n, positive 80, and positive 3. Negative 10n minus 30n, negative 40n, positive 80 plus 3, plus 83. And that's how we can use the distributive property and combining like terms to simplify expressions.